We talked about Harry Styles the other day.
We did.
You saw that.
Shouts out Harry.
The dress thing, right?
He's tight, yeah.
And
She was fire.
after we saw that, we talked about the Logan Paul thing because Logan Paul was saying that it was cool and that he was a G for it. And then there was the other guy on his podcast that said, I like it the way it is. And then he was like, I just want to flow with it. And then Logan Paul was like, but what is the way that it is?
He was kind of confrontational about it.
A little upset there.
Y'all see Harry Styles? So check it out. He got on the cover of Vogue, and he was wearing a dress. Okay, so to me, I see this, and I'm like, what a fucking G. Like, he don't give a fuck, right?
Wait, is that really what you think, or is that what you saying? But like,
I
when
swear
you
to God,
see
I swear
Harry
to God, I'm not
Styles
even-
wearing a dress, like your immediate thought is, wow, this guy's a real gangster.
Yep. Because I'm all about challenging social norms. I swear.
I'm old school, man. I like the way it is and just let it ride.
Yeah, just like the whole pants
But what
thing
is?
nice
But what
and all.
is the way it is?
The way it's been.
Why? Because the way it's been has not been great.
Well,
Because I'm someone who does like this, you know, and I'm someone who knows how to get people's attention, and maybe the title and thumbnail of this video got your attention. It's 'cause
Perhaps.
it's something that I have to do.
Welcome.
It's part of YouTube. It's part of the thing. And also considering the fact that he clipped that part and added it to his highlights.
And it was
I
trending
have
on
to
Twitter. It was
say-
number one on Twitter, wasn't it?
I have to say that he wanted that conversation to happen.
Yeah.
And that's something that's like kind of a controversial opinion alert for me, is that when you consider that he wanted to have that confrontation, and even though they tried to segue away from it and he kept pulling it back and making it about that situation, was like, oh, you don't think he's a man because he's wearing a dress, when no one said that, and it becomes this conversation of just like, you know, hatred, and there was never a settlement afterwards.
I don't think there's much to it. Like, he wanted to try something, and he did it, and it's fucking dope, and it worked for me. It doesn't work for some people. Candace, y'all are in the same boat as Candace Owens.
It ain't manly, bro.
Bro, why? What
It ain't manly.
What is manly to you? What does it mean? Is manly like being comfortable in your own skin and being comfortable with who you are, regardless of what people think about what you're wearing?
I get that, and I understand it's okay to venture out and try new things and do things, and I think it's great for people not to judge other people. But
Yeah, man. Just like you are now.
Okay,
hold on a sec.
hold on.
He
Let
can
me
also
speak.
have
Can
his
I-
he
can
can
I
also
speak?
have his opinion. Why are you getting combative? The
Because you
idea-
guys are
all right,
making
hold
this
on,
something it's
slow
not.
down,
You're
slow
the
down.
you're the type of people that will look at it and are like,
no,
men
listen.
gotta be men and they can't wear dresses.
Listen,
none of us
Suck a dick.
It's like no one ever learned
They just
anything.
moved on.
They moved on.
It's odd.
He just looked like he was that guy that was for this movement of some sort, and then no one won. There was nothing that happened. No one learned.
There was no compromise. There wasn't
Absolutely
even.
not.
I feel like he was fighting for this like fictitious crowd in his head
100%.
that was like, yeah.
And
you know?
even though like me and you will see, you know, someone wearing a dress and we don't see it as something weird. We see it as something that's like cool or whatever.
We're just like,
We
yeah.
also have to put into consideration why you are seeing that. Why is that on the front of the magazine? It's because it's something that's different, right?
For sure,
The
yeah.
whole point is that it's different. You don't put something on the front of the magazine unless it's not something that you wear every single day.
Yeah.
That's why they're showing up in nice clothes, right?
Yeah.
But he's showing up in a dress. And for some reason, I'm gonna keep it real. The dress that was on the front wasn't that good looking in comparison to the other ones.
Out of like all the dresses, that's probably the one I wouldn't have picked.
Exactly.
But that's
yeah.
probably why
they picked it.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's why you have to wonder. It's like, is it the fact that the dress is good looking, or is it just because it's a dress? And it's like, yeah, that was just because it's a dress, and it was like one of the most feminine looking ones as well.
Yeah.
So it's like. And notice I said feminine. That's the kind of the problem, right? Is because I called it feminine, and for some reason they found it weird that guy said that it wasn't manly, which
Yeah.
is like, it's cool.
No, it's for sure. It's tight. Like the way
But
he did
in
it,
American standards,
society.
the reason why it's not manly is because the word manly means traditionally associated with men, right?
Yeah.
And if dresses are traditionally associated with women, which is not a bad thing.
Not at all.
And a man wears it, which is not a bad thing.
Nope.
Why are we afraid to call it feminine? If you're trying to blur the lines in between that, then fine. That's perfectly okay. But you're not going to get people to be okay with that by hating them for just saying what it is.
Yeah.
Because you make them feel either crazy for just saying that it's not manly,
Yeah.
or you make them feel alienated, and then they become this type of person that's just like, oh, the libs, the libs are going crazy. And it's like that's what they're talking about, is this sort of thing where you feel like you need to push them away. The reason this problem even came to front is because everything that had to do with that situation was media. Everything.
Yeah.
The magazine, media. The Twitter trending page,
yeah.
media. And it showed up that Logan Paul was on the media.
Yeah.
His YouTube channel,
Huge.
media. Right?
Yeah.
And what is Logan Paul notorious for? Is getting people's attention from doing things.
Yeah.
Whether it's, pretending to cry with these fake glasses that make him see color, even though he can already see color. And stuff like that.
That was fake?
That was fake. He admitted it was fake too later
really?
on, because that's the type of person he is. He's someone that goes out there and he gets attention, and he's good at it. So when you realize that that's the type of person he is, why are you falling for it again just because you feel like you want to fall for it? You're like, I want this to be true. Like, I want this to just be an authentic moment from Logan Paul.
He's a good actor,
right?
for sure.
But that's what I mean. They're all actors at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. Are you an actor?
Maybe. That's the thing. You don't know.
You don't know.
And the fact is
odd.
that you don't know. And you're going to continue to never know. That's why when you take what I say, you have to take it with a grain of salt, that I'm still showing you this. I posted this on my YouTube channel because I wanted you to see it. It's not something that I'm hiding from you. Some people don't take that into account with
fact.
other people. They'll cancel people who post stuff. But it's like they posted that on purpose. So if they posted on purpose and that's the way they feel, help them. Change. If you want to change the way they feel, don't make them feel bad for what they just said.
Yeah.
Don't make them feel terrible for it. Just yet. Educate them. And if you can't educate them, then don't get frustrated. And that's the reason they get frustrated, is because there's nothing to really say. It's just an opinion at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Because that guy said that it's not manly. What is that? Is that just something that changes anything? No. It's just
And he was
his opinion.
so like calm about it. He's just like, no.
Amazing. He's like, it's not manly, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, why? And then everyone like freaked out like it was a big deal.
And like looking back on it now, like thinking about the video, like Logan didn't seem actually mad.
No.
He was just like, whoa, wait,
Guys.
what did you say? Did you hear what the big man
And
said?
the worst part is they moved on and he brought it back. They moved on many times and then he would bring it up sometimes later on. But in the moment, even in the 3 minutes that we watched, there was a moment where the co-host that's right next to Logan moves on and he's just like, he brings up an issue with Democrats losing votes and why they're losing votes and stuff. And then he's just like, hold on. You remember that? Where he told him to hold on.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I think that the dress, and then he just ignored everything he just said.
Listen, I watched a whole thing, entire 10-minute dialogue from Bill Maher about why Democrats continue to lose votes. And he thinks it's because they have pressured the American public to accept this wokeness. Get woke. Men wear dresses and you have to accept that.
Well, hold on.
Hold on. No, I know. I'm switching gears a little bit,
Well,
but
I can't tell you to hold on and you tell me to hold on. I don't think there's much to it. Like, he wanted to try something and he did it, and it's fucking dope. And it worked for me. It doesn't work for some people.
Because he wanted that conversation to happen. He's the one that chose to bring up the dress. He's the one that chose to keep the conversation going even after someone just said a rule of facts or whatever, because he wanted to keep speaking. He wanted to look good. And this is something I got from a female friend who was talking about it.
A lady friend.
I'm saying it because for reasons of like, this is not a man that's talking about it, right?
Okay.
And she was talking about how even in the video, he didn't seem like he was very educated on the matter. He was simply speaking like he just saw a Reddit comment or something. And he was just spewing out what he saw online.
Like a little kid.
He wasn't very educated.
Yeah.
He was just saying whatever that
Hey,
people would
hey,
like. Exactly.
hey.
And he's good at it. He was good at it. He did a good job of
definitely.
just spewing whatever people say. This is something that I've been thinking about for a very long time because it's existed for a very long time. And I call it the algorithm of hatred. That's what I call it.
Okay.
Because everything that has to do with algorithms on social media brings you to hate something. Everything, like the internet has definitely made every single person that's used it hate something without ever encountering it.
Yeah.
Some things include black people because as myself, I've seen people become racist through the internet. That's a thing that happens.
Crazy pranks in the hood.
Yeah, exactly.
Got shot edition.
Exactly.
What?
Yeah. Or just videos of black people
Weird.
fighting, right?
Yeah.
They'll use videos of black people fighting, and then people in the comments will just be racist.
Yeah.
Things like that. That's existed forever on the internet. That's existed for a very long time. And I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. And the idea of this algorithm is like, it gets to know you first, and that it introduces you to things that you wouldn't like because you'll respond to it more than something that you do like.
That's crazy.
And it does it all the time. And
Yeah.
I've noticed it because I've been on the internet for so long.
Yeah.
And an example would be, oh, does it seem like you hate black people? Here's black people fighting or black people doing something. Oh, does it seem like you like police? Here's a video of police playing basketball with black children, and it makes them look good, right? And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, these
crazy.
cops are good guys, right?
All cops are good, man.
Exactly. Oh, does it think that you hate women? Here's a thing of women promoting their own welfare, or just women being ratchet, right?
Yeah.
Things like that.
And you're like, pish posh, these women are out of control.
And they'll be like, you know, the comments, you'll see them. They'll always be like, woman, we want to be treated not like objects. Also, woman, and it'll be a video of a girl twerking. It's introducing you to things that you'll hate or that you'll comment on because it wants engagement.
It wants a
but it
reaction.
doesn't care about the real world dilemma that it creates.
Also, another thing with the dress is like, the whole reason it was a big deal is because it was like out of the ordinary. And when we say out of the ordinary, we don't mean bad in any sense.
Not at all. But
it's just
obviously,
like,
it wasn't
just different.
ordinary.
That's why it was on
Obviously.
the cover of the
Yeah.
magazine. That's why it was #1 trending. And that's why the whole thing with, you know, had a lot of reaction. It's almost the same thing that happened when Billie came out wearing the big
Yeah.
baggy clothes.
Yeah.
And that was tight. Everyone loves her for that. She was like the #1 costume in like 2019 or 2018, something
Yeah,
like that.
everyone was wearing like
And
her,
it's
yeah.
tight. But are we gonna say that that's normal? Do you see that the majority of young, you know, girls are wearing that on a daily basis? No.
No.
And were they before her? No. That's why when she did that, it was like, whoa,
It was, yeah,
whoa,
it-
it's
it caused
tight,
some
it's
ruckus,
cool,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
would we call it feminine?
I wouldn't, you know? And
Probably
would
not.
I still right now? No.
Probably not.
No.
But there's a lot of women that wear baggy clothes now, and it's cool.
It's tight.
It's super cool. I love it.
Yeah. It's
Would
hard.
I necessarily say that that's like a consistent theme throughout history of like femininity? Probably not.
No.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's a problem? No, probably not.
No. In no way are we saying that
Yeah.
you have to follow, you know, the criteria.
The social code.
Yeah, exactly. Of male and female.
Yeah.
You know, because they're not painting right now, but I do paint my nails.
Yeah.
You feel me? And you know, you can cross boundaries and stuff. It's
Yeah.
a free world. Do what you want.
100%.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But if we're gonna say, like, if I had my nails painted and I had my makeup done and then someone came up to me and was like, that's not manly, I would just be like, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd be
probably
like,
not.
"No, yeah."
You're like, sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't be offended. Like, what did you say?
Yeah.
Like, no, I have to be real. Like, yeah.
Because
it's not manly,
when they're
but-
trying to offend you, usually they don't say that that's not manly or something. That's like a very old head mentality kind
Yeah.
of thing.
That's what
But
my dad would say.
yeah, usually they'd be
That's
like,
not manly.
because
Jay.
that for them that's good enough. But we're progressing in such a way where it's like manly and
don't
womanly.
give a fuck.
That's not offensive to
care
us
at all,
anymore. It's
yeah.
not offensive.
No.
But if someone was trying to offend you, they'd say like the F word. You
Yeah.
know, they'd say a slur or something
No.
terrible because that's the only thing that's like still has some power that we can move against and get better at, right?
Yeah.
So if you're trying to get better in such a way, don't get upset over the things that were never intended to be offensive in the first place. That's can sometimes be a problem.
Makes sense.
But educate. Back to this algorithm, right?
Tell me.
And this algorithm is something that people they're not consistently aware of it. I try to be consistently aware of it, but sometimes I'm not. And every time I get mad at a comment, I try to remind myself, I'm like, I saw that for a reason. Like this algorithm wants me to see it.
Yeah.
And there's this metaphor that I made up maybe like yesterday. And yeah, like I was just thinking about it. It was just this metaphor of when I go up to my mom and she has food. And sorry, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Landed on my finger.
Ew, that's gross.
Dude, say no homo.
I
no homo.
haven't heard that in so long.
Dude, say no homo or else,
No homo.
or else I'm gonna kiss you.
Jesus. I have this metaphor of where I go up to my mom, right? And she has food and she offers me some food or she gets food and she doesn't really tell me what it is. She just kind of puts it up to my mouth and it's just like, here. What's the proper reaction to someone getting food and putting it up to your mouth like that? You go back and you're like, where's that from? What is that? I'm like, what is that? Like, I want to know what's in the food before you put it in my mouth, because I'm kind of picky a little bit. So I'm like, well, what is that? I want to see what it is. And I look through it to see what's in there. Where did it come from? You know, where's the rest of the food? Because if someone offers you one snack, right, from a bag, like one chip, he's like, here, want to eat this? You're like, no,
Okay,
where's the
that
bag,
makes
right?
sense.
You want to know where the bag is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's different now if I saw my mom from a distance eating something and I go over there and I'm like, can I have some? And then you just take it without even thinking. You eat it, right? But I feel like now we've kind of like, we've assumed in our brains that when we go on somewhere like TikTok, we think we're eating. We think we're choosing and taking from the bag and eating, when that's not the case at all. We're being offered from a bag that we can't see. I'm taking a chip from behind me and I'm offering it to you like this. And I'm saying, here, eat it. Here, take it. And then you eat it. And then I go back here. I take something and I'm saying, here, eat it. And you have no clue where it's coming from. But for some reason, we're taking that. We're going, oh, sure. Yeah, I'll eat that. Yeah. And not even looking, don't even care. We're like, wow, that one was good. It was meant for me. It was like, oh, that's good. And we have this mentality where we don't realize that someone's feeding us. Like the app itself is feeding you this information.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to even a worse point where when something good is put in our mouths, we spit it out. And we don't care anymore.
Give me an example.
There's a video on TikTok where this guy was offering advice on how to rape prevention. It was a rape prevention video. This guy who was
good.
teaching techniques on how to keep from getting raped.
Oh, like self-defense?
Yes.
Okay.
All the comments were girls saying to this guy that he should teach men not to rape. Spitting out this food that he's giving them, this good information. And you know what this guy says? He just goes up. He's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go to a bunch of men and be like, hey, don't rape. And they're gonna be like, oh yeah, good idea.
Obviously,
and he's like, that's not how it works, ladies. And you know what he told them? He's like, how about you be better mothers? How about you teach your kids? How about there be less motherless kids, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what might lead to a kid being a rapist, right?
Yeah.
And that's something. There's something that you can do, but for some reason we love pointing fingers. And that's the thing is, we're taking food, we're putting it in our mouths. If we don't like it, we're spitting it out, and then we're blaming other people for their lack of nutrition. Like
That's crazy.
What's the benefit? It's like there's something that you can do as a person. There's something you can do. So when you see something, don't think about it as, oh, I wish so and so would hear this, or I wish that person would hear it so that he could take this information. It's like, no, there's something you can do. Because like the whole idea of like nutrition, right? Nutrients. It means it's like knowledge, right? Because when you go on TikTok, it's just a bunch of knowledge. It's things that it's putting into your head.
Yeah.
Some knowledge is bad, some is good, right? Even the Bible, right? It's good. The apple was knowledge. It was the knowledge of good and evil, which was inherently a bad thing. And when we have knowledge on this TikTok app that's just free to give, for some reason people think that all the knowledge that it gives you is something that's good to know and good to put
all
in your
that
head.
it's true,
and that it's the only knowledge ever, because
Yeah.
for some reason we don't have like this empty kind of space where we're like, I don't know a lot. I don't know everything.
People really like to act like they're not ignorant.
Yeah, but they very much are. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you join the Discord. Link in description. Come talk to us.
Come talk to us. Enjoy
let
a
us know what's
conversation.
up.
Get
Yeah.
to know us.
And also, if you'd like, join my Patreon. Thank you to the patrons that are showing up on screen. I was going to read your names out loud, but my phone's not working. So yeah, thank you for being patrons. I love you guys so much.
Appreciate you guys.
Check us out next time and have a great day, night.
God is good.
God is good and God is
Yes,
great.
sir.